Good morning, everybody. This is Kim Danke, representing the Shibboleth lifestyle here locally in the Kennesaw community and the surrounding area, and on Facebook all around the country or the world, wherever people might be watching from. We do have members in other countries. Hello to my Canadian friends. And we've got somebody in France, thanks to Julie Mirandino. And I have seen some other countries listed in our member list. So when you hop on here this morning, please say good morning, where you're watching from, and what type of Shibboleth day you are going to have today. Today is Tuesday, January 18th, 2022. We are 18 days in to the 2022 edition of the Game of Life, and I hope that you are playing along with me. So playing the game of life is fun if you have watched expert players go before you. Not many of us have had expert players going before us in the facet of eating. So once we do find ourselves playing along with some expert players, you try to emulate the things that they're doing so that you can then become an expert player too. So let's become an expert player in that area. And you know what? It improves so many other areas of life. And I realized that I had not switched my glasses. Today's word for the day, 365 names, titles, and attributes of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, is available. He is available to you in those moments of sitting down, eating breakfast for the Father, eating lunch for the Son, eating dinner for the Holy Spirit. He is available to you. Tell him thank you for this lovely, properly combined, properly portioned meal that is going to help you redeem the time that maybe we spent overeating foods, and are going to help you get results. And then he's available to you when you are trying to manage a moment of weakness, as we all need to be able to do. This morning, I spent a lot of time in the closet. We have a really big ribbon cutting today in Kennesaw. The Kennesaw is opening a community center today. We are so excited about that. And I put on, I don't know, I have started kind of becoming nostalgic for a moment, okay? And I'll kind of explain why. Let me start with this story. Do any of y'all remember, do any of y'all remember these things? Y'all remember the California raisins? So the California raisins, you used to get those at Hardee's. Now, if you bought certain foods or whatever, you get the California raisins. Well, my dad, he loved Hardee's. I don't think he eats at Hardee's anymore. We used to love Hardee's. But anyway, we collected all the California raisins, and they sat on the mantle. And I saw this picture on Facebook yesterday, so I sent him a picture. I said, do you remember these? He's like, I remember those. He said, and this was so funny how a thought can go into somebody's mind. He replied, I wish I could remember what I did with those raisins. I had them under a plastic car kit container. And I was just laughing, at the things that we do. And I said, I actually wish I had a lot of things from way back then. And so I posted a picture in the Shibby show this morning of these shoes. Who remembers, ladies, who remembers these? Jelly shoes. Okay. I loved my jelly shoes. They were so much fun. And that was the exact style and color that I had. So those jelly shoes, they were rocking. That was fun. Well, Daisy went outside this morning, and she was taking a very, very long time outside. Weren't you, Daisy? She was just out there way too long. And so I started looking up some clothing lines from the Limited. Outback Red was one of them. And when I was in high school, I liked to dress. I mean, I still like to dress. I was always buying clothes from the Limited. And they had this brand called Outback Red and this other brand called Venezia or something like that. So I looked up this Outback Red clothing this morning. And it's ugly. It is ugly. And I thought, why am I being so nostalgic over these clothes? And they're hideous. Oh my goodness. And I remember those sweaters, and I remember those little shirts. I remember them. Now at the time, they looked good. I remember those pleated pants and those little rolled up, the bottom of the pants. But anyway, I remember all of that, but they were ugly. And I thought, okay, that just ended that. So what I thought about for us is, one, when we look back at a picture that we don't like, the reason that we tell people to take pictures in the beginning is because it's important to look back and go, oh yeah, you have to have those reminders. See, a lot of times when people start something like shibboleth, they are in a bit of pain, whether that pain is physical pain, emotional pain, mental, spiritual. You're in pain and you are propelled to do something about that pain to get yourself out of that pain. But as soon as you've lost 10 pounds or 15 pounds, you get a little comfortable again and you forget about the pain. Maybe that acid reflux stopped coming up and you're like, oh, okay. But then you start going back and doing the things that you did, and then the acid reflux comes back. You have got to be able to look back at things and be able to remember. Just like looking at those clothes this morning, and I went, oh, why would I want to go back there? Why would I want to go back there? So utilize pictures and things to remember why you don't want to go back to something. What was the other thing that I thought that ran through my head? Oh, eating. You know, if I've got something better now, like clothing, I thought that those clothes were cute at the time, and I might have been doing something that was, fashionable at that moment. But we got to move on. Things progress and things get better. And if we don't know how to eat properly, you've got to eat properly. Y'all, the school systems do us a very big disservice. They are not teaching us the right way to eat. Now, a lot of times we don't get that at home. And sometimes we don't get things at home. The school systems are kind of charged with teaching those things. And they didn't do us any favors by not teaching us how to eat in a way that controls insulin. But to tell you the truth, they don't know. They don't know. So this really should be in the schools, but it's not. But as an adult, what you have to decide is, it's not something that I learned. It's something that's important. I do need to know it. And you have to dig in like you were in school. Learn it, apply it, and practice it long enough for it to become what you are and who you are and what you do daily. You want it to become that. The habits that you had before shibboleth were what you did. You can change those habits with persistence. You can change that with knowledge and persistence. All right, who's on here with me this morning? Let's see. Hey, Charlene from Michigan. Hey, Christy, good morning. Down 1.4 this morning. Where's my success spinner? We love that. We love it, love it. Congratulations, Christy. That's awesome. Hey, Karen, good morning. IMF Day in Houston, Texas. Hey, Valerie, having a perfect day in Indiana. Hey, Kathy, good morning from Michigan, having a perfect day. Hey, Ron from Lilburn, having a perfect day. Good morning, Alicia, Fort Oglethorpe, Tiger 24 today until we get to La Bamba. If you are near Kennesaw, and Alicia's making a drive, if you are near Kennesaw, please come to La Bamba tonight in Ackworth on Baker Road at 6 o'clock. We are having a Shibby family reunion. Thanks to Julie Mirandino setting that up for us. Christy is having a perfect day. That's awesome. Hey, Angelia from Western North Carolina, having a Tiger 16 day. You have jumped from fast track to Tiger. Good job, Angelia. I love it. Hey, good morning, Samantha. Happy Tuesday. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I love the affirmations that you're making. Y'all read what Samantha wrote and say, I am blessed and highly favored. Repeat that. Thank you, Samantha, for that. I am F Day, Chatsworth, Georgia. Hey, Cindy. Oh, that's funny. Yes. It's funny how we keep those things, like those little raisins. So then I got distracted last night and I went and looked up. My dad says, I think there was more than 4. So I sent him a picture of 4. He goes, I think there was more than 4. I said, I think there's like 10 or more. There's even a Michael Jackson one that's got like a silver glove. But then I got distracted looking on Amazon how to purchase these raisins to give to my dad, whose 78th birthday is this year. And then I thought, well, I'm not going to make that purchase. I mean, nobody needs some rubber raisins sitting around their house. So I decided not to make that purchase, but I did contemplate and look at all of that for a minute. It entertained me, but I decided not to buy it. Hey, good morning, Tabitha, IMF Day in Pennsylvania. Good morning, Diane from Columbus, Mississippi. IMF Day 16 of 21. Woo, woo! Getting closer and closer. Finally under 210 at 209.8. Awesome. Can't wait to get to below 200. Congratulations for being under 210. Congratulations. Hey, Erica, good morning from Wichita. IMF Day. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. A fun snowy day with my grandchildren. IMF Day in Clarksville, Georgia. Somebody asked me this morning after I posted a picture of my daughter's ultrasounds of the baby that's coming in May. And somebody said, what do you want to be called? And I said, grandmother. I just want to be called grandmother. I don't want any funny name. Grandmother. Why do I want to be called grandmother? Because I loved my grandmother and I called her grandmother. And that's what I want to be called because I have that emotion and that feeling stuck to that word, grandmother. I can remember yelling from the shower, grandmother, I need more soap, grandmother. So I can just imagine somebody calling me grandmother, needing me like I loved mine. So good morning, Colleen from Michigan. Having a perfect day. Look, yes. Oh, yes, to Tabitha. Only the cool kids rolled their pants. That's funny. Thank you for sharing, Diane. Y'all, the share button, it is so important. It's free to you to share, but it helps us get the word of Shibboleth, this awesome community that we have together out in front of new eyeballs that people can take advantage of that. And that $49 special, Travis and Sasha say it's ending February 1st. You know why I kind of see that? You know, the Lord could return at any time and he doesn't notify us. That special could end at any time and may not be notified and they move on to something else. So please tell your friends to get it before February 1st. All right, Diane, good morning. Thank you for sharing, Diane. Good morning. Hey, Pamela, good morning from St. John's, Florida. Awesome. Hey, Cindy, good morning in Moultrie, Georgia, having an IMF Day. Hey, Amy from Ohio with an IMF Day. There's Deanda. Deanda, I hope that Keith is doing well. Please give us an update on him. From Smyrna, IMF Day. Good morning, Gina. Perfect day. I'm digging in today. Good. Today's always a good day to dig in. Tabitha says, I had to forget everything I paid money for to learn. That's, it's hard to do. It's hard to say, I paid money, I learned some things, but they aren't what works. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of money on things that don't work in their lifetime. You just have to chalk it up to experience. But you have to not be stuck to it or be prideful, and you got to move on and say, be humble and learn the new things, just like Tabitha did, just like I did, so many other people. Hey, Tammy, good morning. Good morning, Kathy and Brandy. Good morning, Michelle, Carrollton, Georgia, IMF Day. Really enjoyed Travis being live last night. It was so good to see him and hear him. Hey, Dana, good morning. Dana, I'm all dressed up for the KBA today and the ribbon cutting, so I will see you later. Dana Doris on here with us today is the Kennesaw Business Association president. She is with Risk and Insurance. Y'all could call her if you need anything. Hey, Harriet, good morning. Tabitha, I dressed up as a California raisin and danced to I Heard It Through the Grapevine in my elementary talent show. That's funny. That's really funny. Those raisins were popular. They certainly were popular. And let me tell you, I did an air guitar thing, and we took a bottle of deodorant and tied a string to it and flung it around like we were doing some type of flinging that around, and then grabbed that deodorant bottle and sang to it. It was hilarious. I'm wondering if I can find this little picture real quick. I don't know if I can, but I want to show you what I dressed up as Halloween one time. I dressed up as a Rubik's Cube. I loved, it's not in here. I loved Rubik's Cubes. I mean, I would do that Rubik's Cube. And I actually had a book, because I'm really not that smart to get it all there. So I got the book. I could read the book and make the Rubik's Cube work. It was awesome. So I took a big giant box, painted it black, I cut out construction paper squares and I put them on that Rubik's Cube and put holes in the arms, and I went as Rubik's Cube one year. It was really fun. Hey, Erica. Yes, she says, I love that. I had a special relationship with my grandmother and miss her every day. The title grandmother is only for the most special. Well, I love that. So that's what I want to be called. I am F Day in Center, Alabama from Rhonda. Let's see. Deanda says he's doing well enough that he made it. Oh, praise the Lord. That's awesome, Deanda. All tests coming back good. Oh, yes, that is a praise report. You can tell Keith I spun the success spinner for him getting out of that hospital. That's awesome. What a blessing. Okay, so today's devotion is coming from the Word for You Today app, and it's called God is Faithful. And I think, what did I type it? I can't remember. I might not be doing the right one. Don't know. Anyway, so Ephesians 1:11, God always does what he plans. God said, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. God determines the end results he wants, then starts at the beginning and works toward it. So Travis always says you got to begin with the end in mind. And there, right there is confirmation that we need to do that. He always does what he plans. Joseph discovered that when your family turns against you, God's plan is still in effect. Looking back, he said, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Don't confuse good with comfortable. When God corrects or redirects you, it doesn't always feel good, but it is good. David said, when you corrected me, it did me good because it taught me. If you're not sure of God's plan, seek him until he shows it to you. Other things may seem more urgent, but nothing is more important. And if you already know God's plan, rest assured that no human action can cancel it. The psalmist wrote, the Lord will vindicate me. Your love endures forever. There is no situation Satan can devise for which God hasn't already made the way of escape. Paul reassures us, God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted/tested beyond what you're able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape that you may be able to bear it. It's in your times of testing that you discover God is faithful. He will stretch you, but never beyond your breaking point. His plan is for you to come out of this experience stronger and ready for what's next on his agenda. Okay, let's talk about somebody who is developing over the years some clogged arteries. So do you know that those clogged arteries, you're living your life and you don't really know overnight, I don't feel good. Kind of like if you got appendicitis and it would, you hurt, Clogged arteries, it builds up over time. And then you become less active, you become less energized, everything just kind of slows down because the flow of blood through the heart isn't what it should be. But it's a slow process and you don't even recognize that it's happening until all of a sudden you're just slower and slower and slower and you feel poorly. Well, then you go to the doctor and they have a look at it and then they say, oh, you have got 90% blockage right there. And so they put in a little stent and they open that up and then you automatically are feeling better. Okay. And then you can kind of build back up. I kind of equate that to living the Shibboleth lifestyle. In the beginning of the lifestyle, you're really paying attention to this chicken breast is a category 1. These green beans are a category 2. Okay, they said I could have up to 50 calories worth of approved condiments with this meal. What would that be? You're really thinking through this in the beginning. But just like there's a slow progression that you don't even recognize when you're getting clogged arteries, in Shibboleth, it can go in a positive way. In the beginning, it's a little bit like, ooh, I'm having to work for this. But the longer that you do it, it becomes part of what you naturally do. Cheryl Davis, She is not even thinking about her food anymore like that. Boom, boom, boom. She knows what kind of day she's going to have. It's the food that she buys at the grocery store. It's the food that's sitting in her pantry. She has adjusted these things. Now, she wakes up and she's purposeful and she knows what kind of day she's going to have, but it doesn't require as much thinking. So, y'all, longevity, just keep doing everything that you know to be right in the lifestyle. And it will be like one day you're going to have this little revelation of, oh my goodness, this is who I am. This is what I do. Oh, yay. Awesome. And that's going to be in a good way that happens. So I kind of did the reverse example of slowly feeling bad. Well, we're going to do the example of slowly figuring out how to change our habits and just consistency. Thank you for typing in that verse, Michelle. Thank you, Harriet. Let's see. Suzette says, after you have suffered, I will restore you. Sometimes we feel like we are suffering, but God will restore us. Having a perfect day in Chatopa, Kansas. Awesome, Suzette. Awesome. All right, well, let's wrap up this Shibby Show this morning. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. So I want you to go into the challenge group in the myshaboleth.com website and see if you want to participate in the walking challenge that Travis did the orientation about last night, or the detox. Okay, you can register for those in the challenge group. He's going to send out class notes today. So, if you still don't know, or if you didn't get to watch those orientations last night, watch for class notes today, and then you can register and participate in that. If you're doing the 21-day challenge, what I say about it is keep doing the 21-day challenge, but just pick the more restrictive food plan, okay? And just keep going with that. And then if you're near Kennesaw, come to La Bamba tonight at 6. And otherwise, I will see you in the morning for the Shibby Show. Y'all go journal right now. It's a part of becoming what you do each day. And then if you're watching on replay, hello to my replay friends, and I will see you. Please type in #Shibboleth for His glory. Bye, everybody.